Hello, and thank you for tuning into this week's Mayor's Update. We have a lot of exciting information to share with you this week, and as always, please feel free to share this information with your friends, family, relatives, and anyone else who you think may find this information helpful or interesting. The first thing we want to start off with today is a reminder for all of you who have students in the school system that the school district and Comcast have recently partnered for a new program for reduced cost internet services. So if your student qualifies for free and reduced lunch, you do not owe Comcast any debt from the past year, and you have not had a Comcast internet contract signed within the past 90 days, you can actually qualify for this new internet program for internet services at $10 a month. You can contact the superintendent's office for more details on this program and how to sign up. However, for this program, we just want to reiterate there is no credit check, no contract, and no installation fees. So if you are in any of those categories that qualify for this program, please do reach out to the superintendent's office. We really want to make sure we are pushing this as much as we can because of the upcoming remote start to the school year and the eventual transition into a hybrid model for our school students. A couple of other stuff that happened this week is my office and our health department met again with Diane LeBlanc along with James Kraskowskis. You may know Diane from her nickname Neon, as she goes around with the Gardner Pride Litter Angels and her new group Keep Gardner Beautiful, and Jim is the owner of Anthony's Liquor Mart here in Gardner. The two of them are partnering together for a new nip hunt that'll take place on the same day as our annual litter cleanup that'll take place on October 3rd. For more information, please check out the city's website as well as the Keep Gardner Beautiful Facebook page. There are some incentives for picking up litter this year, and there are also other businesses who are starting to partner with them. Abashan Hardware has already signed on to be a collection site for the litter pickup, so if you'd like to either help us in that cleanup day or find new ways to help grow that program, please feel free to contact anyone on that list or my office at any time. I really do like the saying that they're using for the cleanup this year is, it's not my trash, but it's my planet. The city's home to all of us here, and any part that we can all play to help make it that much of a better place is always a good thing. So please do help and reach out if you are able to do so. As I stated in last week's update, I have submitted my budget to the City Council for the upcoming fiscal year. The majority of their standing committees have already reviewed their portions of the budget, and the City Council is looking at this coming Thursday for their final review and eventual vote of the budget at that time. I do want to reiterate that even though we have had 2 months of a 1/12 budget, once the actual full year FY21 operating budget gets adopted by the City Council, those 2 months that we had a 1/12 budget are considered part of that full year budget. And anything that was already spent in July and August will just be automatically deducted from that budget at that time. It's not like we had separate budgets during that time. It's considered one overarching umbrella for that whole process there. If you're looking for any information on the budget or to look at a copy of the document itself, it's available at our city's website, www.gardner-ma.gov, and if you go to the mayor's page, you'll be able to find it there. We want to give you a heads up on a couple of different events coming up in the next week. On Monday, we have our annual International Overdose Awareness Vigil. This year, it'll be a little different because we are unable to come together at Monument Park like we normally do for this event. So what we'll be doing this year is there'll be a pre-recorded video with several different local officials, representatives from Alyssa's Place and the AED Foundation and Gamma, and so on from there that we would normally see at our event where we come together. This will be available on social media and also on Gardner Educational Television. On Monday evening, also at 8 o'clock, there will be a luminaria service in the front of City Hall where there'll be luminary bags in memory of all of those who have lost their battle with addiction, and to remember all of those who were unable to still be with us here because of their struggle with opiate addictions. So if you drive by City Hall on Monday night and notice that the building is illuminated purple with several different luminary bags on the front walkway. That is the reason why there. So please feel free to stop by at that time. I also want to point out that we have a school committee meeting coming this Monday night. At the school committee meeting, we'll be reviewing our reopening plans for the school, having some updates as to what our cleaning procedures are like so we can see a better timeline as to how we can proceed forward with the new school year. And the school committee will also be voting on a proposal to waive all fees for preschool this year. Normally we would charge a fee for all of those who participate in our preschool programs, but given the current pandemic situation, there'll be a vote to waive all of those enrollment fees to have free preschool this year for anyone who needs to take advantage of that service here in the city. So please do tune in to YouTube and GETV for those meetings to gather that information that is there. The last thing that we want to mention today in terms of events for the upcoming week is that on Monday night at 5:30 we have a public hearing for public shade trees. Now if you look at the list that's posted on the city's website as well as was posted in the newspaper, it looks as though we're taking down 200 trees within the city. Now I want to assure you that just isn't the case. What happens is once a year the DPW goes around and takes inventory of trees that they believe either come in close contact with utility lines, appear to be diseased or damaged, or appear to have some type of structural issue in that they're not steady, they look like as if they could fall, and so on from there. Now all they just do is take that full inventory list, put it together in the tree hearing list, and they submit that to the mayor's office once a year. Then after the hearing, they go around and do a full inspection of that tree, and if they notice after they get up into the tree that there's actually nothing wrong with that tree, the tree stays, and 9 out of 10 times the tree is fine. However, if they see something wrong that confirms that the tree is either diseased, damaged, or in danger of falling, at that point they will remove the tree at that point. I should also say that state law says that we have to have a tree hearing every time we trim a tree or remove branches from a tree. So a lot of the times at these tree hearings, it's a tree either needs to be altered or is just being looked at to see if it actually needs to be removed. But the reason why we post all the trees ahead of time is if we then go and did all these inspections after the fact, we would need to have secondary public hearings for all of those trees that we missed the first time. Massachusetts General Laws Chapter 87 actually governs all of the regulations regarding public shade trees and defines those as any trees that fall within a certain number of feet of the roadway. So even though these trees are on different people's properties, they fall under the city's jurisdiction because of that state law. So this is just a review of the trees that we're going to be looking at. It's not that we're going to be removing them all. My office has received a couple questions about that. But that'll be taking place Monday night at 5 o'clock in Perry Auditorium. More information about this and a list of the trees, species, and size of the trees can be found on the city's website as well. The last thing we want to mention today in our update is that the state primary election will be taking place this coming Tuesday. Polls will be open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. At our normal polling locations, except for Ward 5. If you vote in Ward 5, your polling location will actually be the National Guard Armory and not the Knights of Columbus building as it usually has been. That building was recently sold and we no longer have access to use that building for a polling location. So we'll be using the National Guard Armory by the 99 restaurant as our new Ward 5 polling locations. That information can be found at the city clerk's page on the city's website as well. That's it for this week's update. Thank you very much for tuning in and listening. And until we talk again, please continue to watch out for your own mental and physical health in these trying times. Look out for each other. And until we meet again and until we speak next week, have a great day. Thank you very much.